Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome everybody to Dr. Minds. I'm your host, Joseph. And we're gonna talk about flat earth. It's been coming to how can I say, my attention that let's just say I co-happened to run into one of these flat earthers. So in order to prove them wrong, you know what I mean, I'm making this video just like I already checked the old boy at the groceries. So now it's time for me to check you flat earthers on social media. Now, what you see right here on the screen, you see a flat earth. You see a flat earth, right? And we're going to get into the points of why it's so ridiculous. Like, anybody with imagination all of a sudden think they are a scientist, think they understand everything when they really don't. Now, I'm trying to make this quick, trying to get this under 5 minutes, like I did old boy and checked him straight. So let's get to the next one, man. So this is what they say: beyond the Great Ice Wall. This is the representation. This is the map they use to affirm that the Earth is flat. And I happen to differ. I say the Earth is round. How can you be round? People be falling off and shh, 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 be quiet. Shh. Let me explain to you. Now, we both know that the atmosphere itself is an ice wall beyond the atmosphere of the Earth, because this is the whole thing that controls and dictates gravity. You got the homosphere, you got the mesosphere, you got the ozone layer, you got the stratosphere, you got the oops, and you got the troposphere. Then you have Earth. You got all these different elements. And see, this is what surprised me. And this is why everybody with opinion shouldn't open their mouth. What surprised me is that they see the Earth and they don't even think for 1 second about the things you can't see, such as air and different atmospheres. So I had to get this one in. This one fits just perfect for me, for to go ahead and debunk all this nonsense. You see, the airplane can go only so far out into space. You see the balloon, you see the comets. Even people say, I don't know why haven't. Well, how do comets go right by Earth and they coming towards Earth? Because of the atmosphere. I'm surprised these flat earthers hadn't did their due diligence in their research and their work. Because right now, they got to be feeling kind of stupid about around this time. And this is the thing, this is the sign, and they took this map right here beyond the ice wall and used this map when this ain't nothing but a top half of the globe. And you see how they tried to separate it and break it down. Well, beyond the ice wall is the atmosphere. Out in space is beyond the ice wall of the atmosphere. See, it took me a minute to understand things as I was reading the Bible, and not trying to bring the Bible up in it, but man, when you read this Bible and you start seeing people and observing things, you start seeing a lot of things more different. So you come out of that mentality of thinking like humans do, So you start putting on that godly knowledge. So to finish right here, even the space shuttle has a point to where it has to let the fuel tanks go because it's gonna go on its own. Y'all, and this what they tried to use. They just flipped it. Now you see the Earth right there in the middle. Now say if I was to turn that Earth to the top instead from the side, and then have the atmosphere instead of not without the airplanes, without the comet, without the air balloon, without the satellite, without none of this. They would take this and they would try to turn this map into a flat Earth map so it can back the nonsense they saying. I'm gonna repeat once again. You see this Earth. Now I was to turn this Earth to top up instead of where it is now, side, and remove all the planes and the space shuttles and the comet, and we just have these circles outside. These flat earthers would try to use that and claim that it's beyond the ice wall. They would take the top and they would try to blend it in with it. So hence my understanding from watching birds and just observing animals. When you see a bird fly, a bird take off, it got to use its wings to take off. When you see that bird get high enough in the sky like that eagle, it don't even have to flap its wings no more. And this is the case for other birds, even though all birds are different. That's why the Bible speak in the way it speaks, because you're not only dealing with history, you're not only dealing with psychology when you're dealing with the Bible, you're also dealing with science. And a lot of people can't capture this. No, do your research. When you see these birds get to a certain point in the atmosphere, they don't have no need to fly. They don't have, well, at least flap their wings. So this is just a little small presentation for these flat earthers. We can go deep in detail, and then I can show you how their atmosphere works with the earth to keep everybody grounded. And then here's another one. So now you see the sun. Now you see the sun. Now, just like the earth, the sun also has layers to it too. Also, the moon does too. That's how I know these so-called people never took their ass out of space. Now, another thing about the sun and the moon teaches you of where you at. Now, the sun gonna teach you the earth is round just as the moon is. But the moon also gonna show you a reflection of the earth, because only one side of the earth is lit. The other side is dark. Sometimes you'll have that same thing with the moon. It'll be a quarter moon, it'll be a half moon, then full moon. Now, when we get into the sun, you know what I mean? Same thing, but except the sun acts in a different way. The habilitations to the sun, like when you outside in the sun also can act as an X-ray for this earth. Same way you would see with the moon. You would see one side lit up, you would see other side is dark. Same way with the earth. One side of the earth is day, one side of the other earth is night. Hence, night and day when you get to Genesis. So this is just a little presentation I got. I just wanted to put up real quick to debunk a lot of myths about flat Earth. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, man. Like flat Earth. Now, this is just a little presentation, so make sure these flat earthers get this, you know, and make sure y'all subscribe, like, and share. Subscribe, like, and share. It costs you nothing. It costs you nothing to do that. Because undoctrined minds, we're built on debunking false narratives. I done did it in 2023 with the HOKD, so-called consciousness. I done did it with Moors and Muslims. Well, I'm working on Muslims right now because Muslims wasn't even Muslims. They was Christians. Then when they joined the Caliphate of the Umayyad dynasty, then they became Moors. Y'all just lucky they let y'all in the country club to call yourself Muslim. This is facts. Because every so-called Muslim today, their ancestors didn't practice it. And then when you get back, you'll learn Arabia or Mecca ain't nothing but the city of Babel. That's when religions start interchanging and everybody start putting religion together. Just as the so-called Muslims, they took parts of, and this is facts, you can look this up, they took knowledge out of the Bible and added to their Quran. But they still have to go to the Bible to get the full understanding what the Quran is saying. So if you Muslim and you pushing Islam and you pushing the Quran and you got to use the Bible, then you already showing that the Quran is incomplete and that religion is a false religion. Because the truth is, a whole lot of people get it twisted and think Muslim is something that was a part of our ancestry or heritage. No, it was a part of the ones on the. I did a video about North Africa. I did one about the Moors and the Muslims. Go check that out, because I see a whole lot of characters out here trying to use my information off undoctrined minds. You can go to at Shemitic Descendant 3138. Look me up on YouTube. And if I ain't the truth, hey, block and erase me. But if I'm the truth, don't hate me, embrace me. You know what I mean? But that was just something to get these little flat earthers something and see what they got to say, because ain't nothing. This little bit right here and already killed their whole narrative. But it'd be interesting to see what else their imaginations can make up. So with that said, man, I appreciate y'all joining Undoctrined Minds. I'm your host, Joseph, and we out the building, man. Peace.